Hello, friends and enemies. My name is Nibal Masood, and you are watching episode 2 of season 2 of Compose with Me. This is a show all about composing music together, and I'm going to take you through my process on writing a piece. So I'm really glad to have you with us. If you're joining us live, that's fantastic. If you're joining us later, that's great too. I'm glad you're here. This series is uh, all about, building community with each other and demystifying the composition process so that anyone can do this. Now, this season, is going to have a lot of weird music. It's going to have a lot of aleatoric stuff in it. And this is the side of myself, one of many sides of myself, that I express in my art. Before continuing, I'm just going to do a quick check just to make sure the audio is running. Looks like we're good. Y'all are free to join us in the chat. Please do say hello if you end up joining us. I might take some breaks here or there, just for a few minutes. And, in those breaks, I might tweet out, like, hey, come join us or whatever. But please do that as well. You know, if you're here or joining us, feel free to make this an event with some folks. And actually, I'm going to just quickly send out this one message. Sorry about that. Yeah. So what are we working on? Today is about starting a piece, and I'm not necessarily going to go through the pre-writing process because that is a lot of stuff that's not on the computer for me. Instead, today, what I'm going to share with you is the beginning of a piece, actually writing out the title page, the program notes, all of that. So we are working on two programs that have nothing to do inherently with creating music, at least in the way they're designed. And that is Microsoft Word and Adobe Illustrator. Now, Adobe Illustrator is basically used for composers as a way to notate really weird stuff. Um, Usually it's for purely graphic notation, so stuff that's not necessarily a staff, but expressing music through pictures, lines, maybe words, and a form of visual art. Lots of excuse me, lots of composers do stuff like that, especially more modern ones, but also graphic notation has been around for a very, very long time. Lots of even if you think about like the really ancient chants and how they just used little points on, like, I think their hands or their arms to just kind of notate the contour, the shape of the melodies that they sing. That you can think of as a form of graphic notation. And yeah, I mean, so let me show you what I'm working on, and let's unpack it a little bit, because there's always, with this kind of stuff, a little bit of almost a panic, thinking, it was like, how am I going to perform that? And that's actually one of the things I like about graphic notation, is that it breaks free from this idea of a score as a blueprint with precise instructions, or like an instruction manual, and more of a guide to help the performer create something um, for themselves and with themselves. So I'm going to take you to Adobe Illustrator. Let's see if this transition works. Every time I make one of these transitions, I have to just quickly check the audio. It looks like everything is fine here, but I'm just going to wait for the lag to change. And test the audio real quick. So I'm waiting for the lag to, okay. So we've made it to the transition point. Looks like we're good. Fantastic. So I'm going to change my windows here. Okay. Great. And just updating this other window so I can keep track of the chat. Okay, we're all good. So this is the sun. Behold. How do you play this? Right. Well, okay, like what's going on here? I'm a performer. I don't what do I do? So the idea behind this piece that I'm writing, it's a little bit of a game. And the game is to try to figure out what the music was originally before I transformed it into this shape, and for the performer to play that transformation. So the music becomes the braid, the path of transformation between score and image. That is where the real music lies. So this piece is for a solo instrument, and I don't even tell you which instrument it is. You just gotta figure it out. Some of these figures work for some instruments. For example, the flute works very nicely for the flute, but others it's a little bit weird. Like this one, this part is this part upside down a little bit. It's a little bit different, but this might work well for like. Does it even work well for violin? Might be. And then this one indicates it might be upside down, so you're kind of playing around. But this is the easy part. But what's it doing in this picture? What does it represent in this picture? And so then we also have the actual sun itself. And the performer can look at this a number of different ways. But it's basically up to the performer to decide what are the notes, what means what relationships can I form in this. And as the composer, it's my job to add in a few constraints to the music to make sure that the music is, it sounds good to the audience, no matter what the performer does. So it's really that adding those constraints in today. Because unfortunately, this piece does have a major problem with me live streaming the composition, because if the goal of the performer is to figure out what the music was originally, what the full sheet music originally was, well, they can just watch this live stream and they can just like see it. So I'm unfortunately not going to be able to show you the process of actually transforming these shapes. I can show the process of editing and revising them a little bit. For example, I'm thinking of maybe transforming this, and not transform. We're going to actually. Ooh, what if we blurred it? What if we did a Gaussian blur? I wonder what that means. That's the thing. I was like, I'm not a graphic designer. Yeah, let's do a Gaussian blur. Let's make this harder. Maybe a radial blur? What's a radial blur? I love that. I love this. Okay, so I'm gonna do the radial blur here as well. Fantastic. And actually, I'm going to have this reflect vertically. There, so it's a little bit more balanced. You can see this kind of shape. I like this. I like this a lot. Ooh. Lower the sun here a little bit. Yeah, yeah, I like this. What more can we do? Wonder what we can do. Let's see effects here. I want this. Let's try sketch halftone pattern and see what happens to that one line. Might be nothing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, we're having a fun time today. Let's do water paper. Yeah, and we're gonna do that effect on basically every other one we have here. What was it that I just did? Sketch water paper. There. Yeah, and that just makes this image way more dynamic, right? So, and when you have when you make something more dynamic, then that could indicate dynamics. So maybe they'll play this ray of light a little bit softer than the other rays of light. That's one possibility. I don't know. But we should put in a few constraints. And so what I'd really like your help here to do with today, even though there's no one here, at least not right now, is to figure out what we can do to make sure that any performance of this piece is coherent to the audience. We don't want to give the performer like so much freedom that like they might as well just be improvising something from scratch, right? We want to ensure there's a connection between the score, the experience of the performer, and the audience. That is our job as the composer. So let's see here. I think I want to change the, yeah, I'm gonna change the strokes. Not, I'm gonna ungroup this first. Change the stroke, and we're gonna have it go down by 1 each time. Look at that! It's so radial. Now these look a little bit like formatas. Let's see if we can clean this image up a little bit. So first off, what I'm gonna do is regroup this. Okay. Then I'm gonna ungroup this. Oh, you can see what it originally was. Oops. So what I'm gonna do now is there like a basic erase tool? Not really. So I'm gonna add just like basic white. I think I'm gonna just have to leave that alone. I think that's fine. The lines can be interpreted as something. Well, now you know how I got the process of this thing, so oops. I do really like this kind of like little curve here. I really like that. Delete that anchor, make sure everything is consistent, and then we're going to vary the strokes here as well. But that make yeah, that's we want. That's what we want. This one might be a bit much. Yeah, 3 is plenty. 0.5 there. There. Now we have a really dynamic score. So we have this part. Let's put together the title page and program notes. And the way I'm gonna do that is I'm actually gonna need a little bit of prep time on the computer. So please forgive me while I move over to the holding music, and I'll be back with you in like 3 to 5 minutes. That's not a lot of time. See you soon. Alright, and we're back. So, this thing's still installing. Apparently things take a little longer to install when you're live streaming. But, we're still here on the sun. And I'm just gonna add a few more details while this thing installs and see if I can just fine-tune it even a little bit more. And, you know, if you're just joining us, this is one trick that I have been told when watching other live streams is to like go back to the beginning and watch it like 2 times speed, and then you'll get caught up. So feel free to do that if you want to know what all of this is. But basically, what we're trying to do today is set some boundaries and parameters to make sure that a performer can interpret this music in some way. So this is the sun. I'll put that a little bit lower here. I want to arch this actually a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to affect distort ocean ripple. What does that do? That does a lot. I don't think it's distort then. We're not doing blur. No, it's not distort. It's not blend. What is it? Distort and transform. What I want to do is turn that into an arc a little bit, which I know I did before. Envelope distort. Try that. And we are gonna just gonna make an arc that's about yeah 7%. And I'm actually gonna stretch this out throughout the entire page. I kind of want it to, well, I want that. No, I want it to just cut itself off. And then get a buff right here. Perfect. So look at this. And then we shrink this a little bit. Maybe we don't. Maybe we shrink this too. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take it back. I don't like the arc. I'm gonna undo until it's straight again. Okay, there. Then gonna have set the sun right there, maybe? No, maybe up here. Actually, into the nah. There. I think add like one more space. No, that doesn't really do it. Let's see if I can. I wonder if can I fix like kerning? Create outlines. This is hard. Make this really close together. That might have made it worse. What if we do something silly? Like this. That looks horrendous. But if we zoom out like this, that looks still bad. Let's move this a little bit closer. I think that's better. And I mean, like, on the one hand, it's like, did I just like do a bunch of random effects on Adobe and call it a score? Yes. Should I still be nitpicky about like the kerning of the title? Yes. Being a composer is weird sometimes. Sometimes it just like demands stuff like that. Let's see if I don't know. I don't like the way it just kind of like blurs that out. Creates this line like here. What if we make that pixel perfect? Let's see if we can glowing edges might actually help. Let's see. No, that was the opposite of helpful. That was like literally the opposite of what I need. Mosaic tiles. Let's see what mosaic tiles does. That looks terrible. No, that's horrendous. Um, Let's maybe sketch it. Sketch the whole thing. Nah. Let's try crosshatch. That just... Oh well. Is this done? Yeah, okay, cool. Well, let's move on to the title page and program notes then. And as usual, if you're joining us here, please feel free to say hello. And let's get started. So I'm going to open up, instead of opening up Microsoft Word, I'm actually going to open up Affinity Publisher. And Affinity Publisher is just sort of like, in my opinion, a better version of Adobe in design. And it's cheaper too, much cheaper. So while I'm waiting for that to open, I'll switch the window in a bit. Let's talk about the title. So the title of this piece is called Al-Wahdat al-Wujud, which is Arabic for the unity of being, and it refers to a metaphysical theology and school of thought that's very common amongst Sufis, who are they're like an esoteric group that I've only really heard about in academic and religious studies settings. I don't know, they're studied for sure, but like I don't know a lot of Sufi folks. But their philosophy is found, across many of the smaller religions that have cropped up around the years like 800 to 1000 AD. And this is a theology that I want to explore. So the unity of being, which is like this idea that like everything is God and God is everything, but not so. I encourage you to read about it, go on Wikipedia, look it up, but or like there's some actually really cool videos about it on YouTube, especially if you look up like Ibn Arabi, who has this hilariously long name. I have every time I have to read the whole thing. Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Ali ibn Muhammad ibn Arabi al-Hatimi al-Ta'i al-Andalusi al-Mursi al-Dimashqi. Love it. And he was a Sufi mystic who kind of founded he founded the Ibn Arabi school and was a major proponent for al-Wahdat al-Wujud, also known as like a bunch of other things. So, one second while I get this set up. And it looks like Affinity is finally opening up. And Affinity is a recent download. I decided kinda last minute. Was like, at first I thought it was like, well, might as well play it safe and do Microsoft. But you know what? I don't like Microsoft. So let's open up a new document. Gonna change the window capture. We're going to Affinity Publisher. There. Ta-da! So I'm going to create a new document, and this new document's, yeah, it's in a pop-up, so you won't be able to see it. Excuse me. Letter, margins, bleed, all of that looks good. Create. Okay, cool. So, first thing we want is text, an artistic text. I'm gonna make this text a lot smaller. Make it 48 points is good. Have this. Never, never do a piece with an Arial font. Just don't. Have some self-respect. So what font do we do? I want to use like a unique font. I usually use like Bodoni. Libra Bodoni actually is kind of speaking to me. And I feel like for... Yes, those are the correct words. Ignore spelling, ignore spelling. I wonder if I can actually turn this out so that the L lines up. Maybe if I actually do it like this, justify all. Ooh, yeah, that works. Okay. But now Bodoni isn't speaking to me. Lato looks awful. Ooh, Lebanon. I'm kind of down with this. What font did I use for the sun? Excuse me, I'm getting a call. Oh wait, are you? That's my mom. I'm live streaming, Mom. Can you all not see the page? That's weird. Let me adjust the window capture, see if I can fix that. That's strange. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. So, are y'all actually not able to see the document? Why? Sorry, let me troubleshoot here, see what's going on. annoying. Okay, there. Ta-da! Okay, cool. Do that. Transition. And my mic's up. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Okay, so I have this, and then I have my name. And I always kind of set it up like this. The venom. With the venom. I want to see if maybe the title works better in Arabic. So let me check real quick. I'm gonna go on Google. It's also that. Can you please give me وحدة الوجود in Arabic, please? Because I don't want to name this piece like Tawheed. Come on, give me the Arabic script. Well, okay, I'll have to figure that out on my own later. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I let's do a new style here, and let's see if I can do all caps. Based on like heading 1. That font, no color, no decorations. Position, kerning, that's auto kernet. Let's see, language, no. I have no clue what these are. All caps. Titling. No, we want, what's caps to small caps? Let's try that. That is horrendous. We're doing just all caps. And then let's see if we can. Ooh, actually, kind of like this. Come on, I want you to be small and very, very spread out. Let's try. No. Do that. And then I think I might take the sun. Take this image of the sun we have here. I'm going to export that as an image. Export that as a PNG file. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place. Okay, good. You can't see this pop up. Okay, and then I'm going to click around a bunch. And it's not done loading. Actually. Can't upload PNG files? Or maybe it's, I don't know, place image. Then click around a bunch again. Nope. Nothing? Do not take PNG files. I think it's just like export as PNG. Oh. That's why. There. Put this here. I kind of want, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the snipping tool, not like that. I'm going to snip just the sun. Or actually, file, save, and then file, save as, the sun image, and let that load that. Get rid of everything that's not the actual sun. Then can export that. Get back here. Can delete that. Gonna place this. Place it center. This is ruining my life. Part of me likes it and part of me hates it. I'm not sure. There are no viewers right now, so just want to check. make sure my audio is good. Okay, cool. Let's see here. What more can we do? Definitely don't bold it. So what I like to do is I definitely like to have a lot of my music be like this. But I don't like any of these fonts. Maybe this one. But that looks so ugly once you like bring it out. Okay, we'll keep looking. We'll keep looking. Sometimes it just has to be like this. Onyx is actually like a strong contender right now. I want a font that screams, I don't know, Sufi metaphysics. Not that one. Papyrus. There. Maybe we download a font. To Google Fonts. Why not? Let's do it. Okay. We're here. We're going font shopping, y'all. So, we're here. Gonna change to this. Ta-da! We're going font shopping. Okay, let's see, font properties. I want, okay. Let's see. And categories. Don't want, let's look at display and handwriting first. This is like worse than Comic Sans. Wow. April Fatface is always just like winning. Like, look at that. This is not a lucky guy. Wow, these suck. Grupo. No, Grupo's bad. This one? This one's kind of speaking to me a little bit. I like this little wave. This is too much. I'm kind of down with this, actually. Kind of down with it. Not down with that. Nah. Let's see if we can find something similar. You know, this one actually though, this is giving me like futuristic vibes. But unity of being is ancient. Oh, that's a cute little heart. Limelight, actually? Nah. I love this. Libra barcode, oh my god. Ooh, some of these are hilarious. Okay. Let's see. This one's almost winning a little bit. This one's actually not that bad. This one's actually not bad either. The barcode with the text. You know what? I'm not using it in this piece, but I'm downloading it. I'm downloading this. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. With the desktop. Damn. I don't know what I'm gonna use that on, but not this piece, but that's gonna get used. No. I mean, like, the reason, so, like, if you're watching this and you're wondering why are they focusing so much on fonts, well, because this piece is entirely aesthetic. That is, it's ooh, this one's, both of these are kind of screaming at me. But both of these, so this piece is based entirely on the idea of taking a look at something and interpreting it as it looks. So it's a combination of both graphic art and music composition. It's both. It's not just music. And when you think of an art piece, then you have to think about everything, including what is the font of the title. So let's try out those three fonts and see how it pairs with the title. And then I'm going to take a little break, and then we're going to work on program notes. So that sounds good. I just got to extract these. Okay. Let them load a bit. I hope I don't have to restart Affinity. Do need to pull up this, and then change the window capture over back to Affinity Publisher, and there. Now we can look at our new fonts. I kinda love that. I kinda love this. Especially if we do that. And then still all caps. Gonna justify right. Then my name. Let's try one of the things we just downloaded. If I can remember what I just downloaded. Or maybe. I am somehow screaming, but I think I like just this for the title page. Because okay, like think okay, so like yeah, this is a freaking barcode, but like nah, it needs that. And maybe it needs the space before. And then just by center. No, it needs that's good. Okay, so on the one hand, it's like, yes, this is a freaking barcode. On the other hand, you can also so the reason why I like this is because you can actually kind of see that there's a process here between like there's like a hidden message, right? There's this like there's a transformation here. You're seeing a transformation between the wahdat al-wujud, the words, and into a barcode, into something else. And you can see that braid happening. And that's why I like this. But what would be really awesome is if I can find a way to get this to be a barcode that you can actually scan and put like have the scan open up like I don't know like a religious text. Like that would be really cool. Um yeah. I think this is the title page. I think this is it. maybe maybe I can put in the dedication. I want condensed, but like italic. I guess not. What is it that I just downloaded? Give me 1 second. Girasol. looks hideous with this. Syrian stencil. Kidding me? No italics? Well, in lieu of italics, we're just gonna make this like really small. Maybe not that one then. Why do none of these have italics? We can make you a little bit bigger. Okay, okay. And then add. Maybe we should add my name, but my name in Arabic. And it's funny the way I get my name in Arabic. Because I'm too lazy to like get out to the Arabic keyboard and type it. So I go to my Twitter. Let's put that in there in Arabic font. Can we not do this? Can we put my name in order, please? Okay. You have it like this here. What did you do to it? Oh, it's still in this. Put it in Arabic. Connect the words. Connect the letters, please. Ugh, okay, I guess I do have to type it in Arabic. Which is... No, because it still just won't connect the letters. What? Affinity, are you Islamophobic? You literally had my name right there. Okay, I guess I'll have to take an image of my name. Or just like look this up at another time. For now, I'm going to take a quick break, and once I get back, we are going to discuss program notes and formatting that and putting this page together. Alright, I'll see you soon. Okay, and I'm back. I don't have that much left to do. Gonna do a new page. Add pages. Just one. Well, actually two. Well, let's see. We are gonna do this in... Ah! Excuse me. Gonna first do this type in English. Fonts, they always get me caught up. Performance notes. There. Bold that. Actually, we should give it a heading too. And then body of a name. Okay. There. The performer is presented with an array. Well, how does this piece work? Maybe, I don't know. What can the experience be like without program notes? Let's see. Performance notes. Like, what if, what are ways we can be creative about this instead of just like writing it down? Because I don't feel like writing it down. Because part of this piece is also that the performer has a variety of electronics effects pedals to use, and the piece starts with the performer being asked a bunch of questions and adjusting their effects pedals based on their answers to that question. Once they finish answering the questions, then they'll have like all that's set up and they need, and then they need a little bit of guidance to interpret the images in front of them. How can we be creative in the ways we provide that guidance? That maybe could be a little bit more holistic, give a more holistic experience than just kind of performance notes. Because right now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking of the performance notes and I'm thinking, that kind of takes away from this mysterious vibe that we have. So I'm trying to think, what other ways can we do this? So and how do we introduce this survey? And I've been thinking a lot about this, and I'm wondering if like video might be the way to go, or like this. I don't know. Checking for comments. Right now there are no viewers. Yeah, I'm not sure. That might be something I think about a bit more. Either way, we are 3 minutes before time. And I think this is a fine place to leave, otherwise you'll just watch me kind of think here for a while. All of these little programs are like, excuse me. All of these little programs are improvised in a way. Like I don't have like a clear image of what I'm doing. and I like it that way. We explore this process together. It's an explorative process. But I think I'm just going to close it here. Call that the end of this episode. We'll pick up next week, probably with this, because again, I can't show you the actual composition process of this piece. But I will actually be skipping next week because I am on vacation. But the week after, I will be here, Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And I'll see you all next week. Hope you have a lovely March, whatever. And get your Fauci ouchies. All right.